Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again doing a new series. This is my freestyle series it's kind of a freestyle horoscope for everyone with their sun and sun or moon in the lovely Capricorn, and this is for May and June, but mid-May. I say mid-May because I'm recording it mid-May, June, but at the same time, this is for anybody who is watching this months later, years later, who there's some messages that are going to be applicable to you as well. I am using a deck that I don't normally use. It's the Call It Bear and Read Enchanted Map Oracle Cards deck, and I'm reading straight from the book. I have not taken any artistic creative license with this deck, but I am also using my other cards in the other decks. So, is that you, Ted?
Yep.
So basically, I'm gonna pull a couple of cards from this deck. I'm gonna lay out a spread, but I'm gonna read from my other decks as well. So it's kind of just gonna be what it is. You'll see. It's kind of just how I read for myself. I use a lot of different decks and different cards and things. This is so bizarre. This is one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. Because you got the exact... Okay, so... I can't believe this. Okay, so when I did my May reading, you guys got a particular card. You got the Ghost Lens card. And you got it again. Okay, again. Okay, so I am recording this like several weeks later. Okay, several weeks. I've shuffled this deck hundreds of times since then. And you also got the same last two cards as Pisces for this series. So there's something going on with you and Pisces. Either you're in a relationship with a Pisces, or you have Pisces in your chart somewhere very strong, or you're watching this, you know, either for yourself and for a Pisces person that you know, or a Capricorn person that you know. You could be a Pisces and we're watching this for a Capricorn person that you know. But you got the same card, which tells me the energy hasn't really shifted much. There's some element where things are really, really stuck because of timing, okay? You should go back and watch my video, which I will leave here, or I think it's up here in the click on the little icon, info icon, and I'll make it a suggested video, watching the May Capricorn video where I talk about the House of Forks, which is where a place where time, doesn't really exist. Okay, it's a place in time where all time meets. It's sort of like a hub where all strands of time kind of come together and you're kind of stuck. The clock is ticking for some of you, and you're running up against the clock for others. Okay, so some of you, it's issues with your biological clock, I want to say, but I feel like you really should go back and watch that other video because I talked all about. And it has all the links as well about the House of Forks, the book that it's referencing. You can look up the House of Forks on Wikipedia. It's from the book, from the Septimus Heap series. I think it's book 4. And I don't know I'm not sure if it's book 4, but it's by Angie Sage, the author. Okay. So this is kind of freaky to me. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. My ascendant's in Capricorn. It is freaking me out a little bit. It's hard for me to read this because in a way I went through all of it in May, in my May general reading. So that tells me, Capricorn, I want to say your energy in May is very stuck. If you're watching this mid-May, your energy is very, very stuck, okay? Or the energy in May is like really stuck for you. This is what you're dealing with, okay? To me, it feels like you are frozen in time. Honestly, it's like you are frozen. That's all I can really say. It feels like your energy is stuck. It's not shifting. So like the whole point of say like me doing the mid-month videos is to see if the energy is shifted, and I'm here to tell you that the energy has not shifted at all. Except the card is moved from the center to the end, okay, to the outcome. So that means that you may be coming to the end of this issue, but I doubt it, okay? I just feel like there's more delays. And I hate to say that because it just sucks so bad. But to me, it's just, there's more delays. You know, you want to mark your calendar for June 17th and 18th. Also 19th, June 4th, 5th, 6th. Because those are the dates that I gave. I don't think I gave the 6th, but I'm going to add that in as well. Possibly even the 3rd, June 3rd also. Those are the dates I gave for Pisces. And when I noticed this card, which is different, this is like the 3rd time I'm seeing it. When I noticed it the 2nd time when I did my Pisces for the freestyle video, I noticed that the clock was stuck at a certain time. Or a certain date, I should say. It's funny because I didn't actually address, to me it's like 1 o'clock. Or it's like 12:30, 12:31, 1, well, let's see, 12, 1. It's around 1 o'clock, 12:31, 1:30 in the afternoon, okay? Wherever you live, it doesn't matter, okay? That's the time, actually. If this was 8 o'clock, that's where the clock has stopped, okay? At the 1:30 mark, even 12:30 mark, okay, for some people. So you want to write those dates down, write those times down. In my Pisces video, I didn't actually talk about the time. I didn't actually make that suggestion, which I'm going to make a link in my Pisces video to this video and to my other May video, so you guys can kind of look at it and see what I said for all of the signs. So yeah, the energy has not shifted. I don't think I read the Metamorphosis card, and I'm going to read that card. It says, butterflies earn their wings through great effort. It says the process of change is often painful, for it is never without losses and sacrifices. If you are to transform from one form to another, a part of you needs to die. Letting go isn't easy, especially when you're used to thinking a certain way about your life and how you live it. Just as a snake sheds its dead skin or a caterpillar dies, so that a butterfly can be born, you're required to release your old ideas and embrace a necessary change so you can live your best life. Perhaps you're being asked to let go of low self-worth, or a dream that no longer serves you, a relationship that is draining, or unhealthy habits. Despite your fear, you must accept that this is a transformational time for you. Though there will be some loss involved, but you'll love what you become. So this is a very emotional, I want to say, card here, because it talks about metamorphosis and change very much. And it's interesting. You might be in a relationship to a Leo, or someone who has Leo in their chart. You may have some Leo in your chart also, because I want to say I talked a lot about change with Leo in my Leo freestyle video that I just recorded. So I want you to watch my Leo video, because there's some messages that probably will be applicable to as well. I'm not sure why I want to say that, but I also want to say I'm going to pull a card from my Trees Oracle, because the butterflies are linked with the natural world, okay? And that's the first thing I thought of. So I'm just going to pull a card to see if there's anything that that needs to come through about any changes that you're going through. And you got the white mulberry card, which is harmony. It says, find the connections between you and the people and animals with whom you share your life. Do your best to create harmony with them and to empathize with them, even when their behavior perplexes you. It says, White Mulberry Diva message. I will send you spiritual and emotional nourishment. This will guide you into creating a stronger and more harmonious connection with others and enrich your understanding of their motives as well as your own. Some Chinese traditions believe that the mulberry is the world tree or the tree of renewal. This unites the dead who dwell in the 9 sources with the 9 heavens. The tree therefore represents the Tao, or the fundamental nature of the universe. A sacred grove of mulberry trees was always planted outside of China's ancient royal capital cities. The white mulberry is used extensively in traditional Chinese medicine to cleanse the liver and to send qi, or energy, flowing smoothly through the meridians. To me, it totally makes sense because it's about, to me, I'm just seeing the death card, but it's about transformation. So death card in my traditional deck, and I'm going to pull that. I pulled it for another sign. I don't remember who it was, but to me, it's a time of transformation. It's a time when there is a renewal of sorts that's going to happen. So you may feel like, to me, it almost feels like you're getting down to that last point in time where you're just about to emerge out of the cocoon. Sort of like you've been in this cocoon, maybe you've been frozen, maybe nothing has changed, maybe everything is very stuck, maybe everything is really fucked up, and you're just like, okay, you're ready for a change, but at the same time, you're not quite ready. And you're going to emerge out of it a better person, and you're going to come through it all right. To me, it's also understanding cycles, understanding things that have a natural cycle, understanding your own cycle. If you're a woman, understanding your fertility cycle, understanding the moon cycles, understanding things coming and going, beginnings, middle, and ends. Here we go. This is also a new start, okay? So it's interesting because I wrote on it, this is to be reborn. This is new start, arise to victory, okay? This is the rising of the phoenix. The metaphor was the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. This is the phoenix bird rising from the ashes. To me, they're great metaphors for this time in your life. But you may feel, again, just like, either you're resisting it or you don't want it to happen, or you're about to emerge a different person, or it's almost just like there's a little bit of time left because what's blocking you after that is the time card. So there is something that's going on that's sort of delaying you emerging in a certain way. It could be you delaying yourself from turning into the butterfly, rising from the ashes, starting fresh. Some of you may just not want to start fresh, or it's not quite the right time to start fresh. But the death card is a victory card. Let's go back to that. The death card is a victory. It's one of the victory cards. So there is something triumphant here that you're going to experience. It's going to be kind of like a high where you experience some sort of triumph. And I'm not sure what it's pertaining to. For some of you, it's going to be a triumph financially where you're going to get back on your feet. Some of you, I want to say it's a triumph where you have mastered something, or you've learned something, and it really is something you've really nailed down. Like, it's not something that you'll ever go back to. Like, your old life or the old you'll never be able to go back because you see things in such a different way. And it's a beautiful thing when you emerge, because you're going to be extraordinarily unstoppable, Capricorn. Like, that's how I see it. But there is some delay on these changes. and some delay on you kind of rising again. It's starting fresh. So I want to say you need to be patient. I mean, it's really, really going to be very hard, okay? You need to be patient with everything that's going on. And I apologize, my voice is just like dying a slow death. I'm going to read from my deck. I'm going to see what comes up from my deck. I have a deck that I've worked on for a while, and it's not totally completed, but so I can't really hold up the cards, but I do want to see what the messages are. Okay, I'll move some things aside here. Again, there's a Leo Capricorn thing, because Leo also got this. Gemini also got this too. So it could be someone who has some Gemini in their chart. Get some very interesting cards here. Okay. So there's some really drastically different energies, you know, with my deck that are coming out here. One of them is the bipolar energy, which is highs and lows, or significant major highs and significant low lows. There's masculine feminine imbalances, and this is in conjunction with diabetes, blood sugar, physical highs and lows, adrenal fatigue. You may have suffered some kind of adrenal fatigue or some kind of burnout in the past. Okay, you may have had a significant low or significant high in the past. Okay. It may still be affecting you now, so you need to watch your blood sugar, watch your highs, watch your lows. Try not to oversleep, try not to undersleep, try not to overdrink, but not to underdrink. You know, you gotta be careful. And when I say drink, I'm talking about water here. Some of you have addiction problems. You may have some planets in Aries, because I feel like this came up for Aries. Female drug addict, someone with addiction to pills, okay, specifically pills, but it could be any other substance as well. History also, someone who has a history with addiction, doesn't necessarily mean, I'm saying, you got to go to rehab. You may have already been rehabilitated, or you may have just gone cold turkey, but there's someone around you that has had some issue with pills, either pain pills or what have you, okay? You're looking for love no matter what, and you want someone who's going to stick with you through thick and thin. Again, this same card came up for two of the other signs. So love and relationships are on your mind, okay? Definitely on your mind. You are definitely focused on that. You want a relationship. A lot of you want a relationship. You have to be careful. There is someone that you're into that has a husband or wife. You need to steer clear until you know they are single, okay? If you are married, your marriage eventually is going to be over, okay? It may not happen in May. In June, you'll get to the point of realization that your marriage has come to an end. Most likely it was over years ago, but there were there are serious issues within the marriage, okay, or partnership. It doesn't have to be technical marriage. I mean, you could have been with someone for a long time too. There is positive things going on with friendships. This is a time to really, start new friendships. I want to say there may be some new friendships that you're enjoying, you know, in mid-May, June, whenever you're watching this. That's very positive. Someone has mathematical ability. Someone who's really good with math, okay, good with numbers. You know, you're just like a natural mathematician. You need to check out Doreen Virtue's Spiritual Numbers Library. That's really cool. It gives you some insight into numbers. So if you're always like looking up the clock and it says 11:11, definitely check out her Doreen Virtue's Spiritual Numbers Library. I'm going to leave the link for it below this video. Just click on Show More, okay? There is some inheritance happening here for some of you coming in. Some of you are anticipating inheritance. Some of you are actually getting inheritance. So it's going to depend on each person what the situation is. There's some issue also with karma with money, okay? So if you feel like you're a fish trying to get upstream and you just can't quite get there, this is where there's karma with money. And this can also be, you could be a single person who's just trying to support yourself and you're struggling. At this time, if you're in a relationship, this is never having enough to pay the bills. It can be your partner constantly draining your bank account or feeling like you cannot get ahead, okay? So it's like constantly feeling like you're on that 2-week, 2-week paycheck cycle, and it just sucks because it's like just before, your paycheck comes in, you've got zero money, you've got no money for laundry, no money for anything, gas, groceries, and you just starve, or you wear the same underwear twice, whatever the situation may be, it's dire at that point, So it's just like, to me, it's like that same cycle where it's like you're not getting ahead with finances, and it's struggling, you just may be at a time. This may be a time where you're kind of struggling financially. I feel like you need to be in a relationship. I feel like you got the card that's about a person who's only going to be happy once they're in a committed partnership with someone who is loving, loyal, and kind. Okay, this is also does indicate, though, sometimes having a lot of relationships before you get to this point, okay? Before you actually can have that, okay? You're a relationship person, someone who finds relationships fulfilling, someone who doesn't need to lie, cheat, or sleep around. This is someone who has sex with emotion and they need to feel something for the person in order to feel safe in a relationship, okay? So to me, Capricorns are naturally this way. They don't really say it a lot. Sometimes they can be big players, but it really just, this is, to me, is at the heart of Capricorn. This is who you are, okay? Now, this is where, the last 3 cards are very interesting. You have fate causing your life to be a rocky road. Journey is the factor, moving and traveling from place to place, and you're like, I can vouch for this and tell you that this is my life totally, okay? But hopefully this isn't as much your life, because I do have my ascendant in Capricorn, so it does affect me in some way, and some other strong planets in Capricorn. But some of you have been moving a lot. Some of you have moved a lot, or you've traveled a lot, and there's this element of never quite being in the right place at the right time, and that's fate, okay? That's causing that issue. For some of you are feminine guys, or you're masculine girl, okay? This is, sometimes having role reversals in relationships. So you could be like the girl that wears the pants in a relationship with a very feminine man, or you could also be a feminine guy with another feminine guy. It doesn't matter, okay? Or a masculine girl with another masculine girl. And that also doesn't matter. So, but there is some confusion for some of you regarding your gender and sexuality. This can be someone who's, transgender, asexual, not sexual, identify with both masculine and feminine polarities at once, okay? So I feel like there's a strong bisexual vibe for a lot of you, but it's more so it's less about being bisexual, it's more about confusion about sexuality. Some of you may not enjoy sex at all or really enjoy sex in relationships at all. Some of you are just not into, like, again, to me it's more of the masculine female, the feminine guy. So you could be a feminine guy or a masculine female, but you may have issues in relationships because what you're attracting in is what's going to balance you out. And so if you're a masculine female, you may have a difficult time attracting a masculine man, okay, because you're more masculine as a female. But there's also that confusion about, you know, who you resonate more with. Do you resonate more with men? Do you resonate more with women? Do you resonate more with gay men? Do you resonate more with straight men? These kinds of things can be confusing, and some people don't have a lot of hormones, they just don't have a lot of sex drive, they don't really want to have sex. This can be you also, okay? But not for everyone. I feel like some people are going to really feel more like they're bisexual. Some people are going to resonate more with understanding they're more masculine female, or they're more of a feminine guy, okay? Or you could be in a relationship with you don't have to be a masculine female. You can be a feminine female with a feminine guy, too, like I said. Or a masculine male with a masculine female, too. You can. It's possible, but it's less likely because a lot of times what happens is in order to balance out the energies, that's what if you're a masculine female, that's what you're naturally going to attract. You've got to be careful. If there is a person who's not single, you cannot go there. Fate is saying you can't. Absolutely not. Don't even try. If you are in a relationship, this is where the relationship comes to an end. If you are single, the time is not yet ripe. Soon, though, okay, for things to move forward with someone. So I feel like there's an element of waiting. It is reflecting this element of waiting to be in a relationship with someone. There's an element of wanting to move forward, but not being able to. Some of you, again, your relationship coming to an end. Some of you, if you are married, your husband in the future is going to be cheating with more than one person, and it's going to be a physical, okay? But most likely, if you are married, the relationship was over years ago. Okay, that's like the main message. Okay, some of you already know that your partner is cheating, and you know that it's with someone, but you don't know what the situation is. To me, they are cheating with someone, and cheating with more than one person, and it is physical. I feel like it's not serious. It's just like they're showing up, having sex, and leaving with more than one person. That's to me how it is. They may actually have feelings for them, but it may be more like an emotional affair type thing, if that's the case. Some of you are unhappily married and you're going to get a divorce, okay? If you're asking about divorce, that is going to be happening in the future. Some of you need to break cycles, okay? There's karma with lessons here, which is breaking patterns and learning what not to do and then not doing them. So this is, if you're facing the same obstacle, like if you faced the same obstacle in the past, then you need to examine what you need to do to end the cycle to move on, okay? This is essentially do what you did not do last time. So if in the past you were in a relationship with a married man or married female, married woman, then you need to not ever do that again, okay? If in the past you stole from someone, you need to not ever steal again, okay? If in the past you, I don't know, like, you know, you got in a relationship and you were constantly fighting, constantly breaking up and getting back together, you need to like not do that again either, okay? You need to stop perpetuating cycles. So this is going to be personal for each person. This is where I'd recommend private reading, but it's very hard for Capricorns to break cycles because they are creatures of habit. So my suggestion is do some journaling, do some self-examination, see where the patterns are, and to do what you can to break them. Capricorns are really strong-willed, but they lack that that willpower in relationships a lot of times, because they want a relationship so badly that they'll do whatever it takes to keep a relationship going to their detriment. Okay. So I'm going to leave off there. I think that's pretty much everything. I covered a lot of information. Definitely check out my May video to see. I feel like the energies haven't really shifted from that video, specifically because this card is showing up again, which the chances of that happening are very, very slim. So I feel like it was meant to happen. Yeah, definitely reach out to me if you'd like a private reading. My email is elizabetholson31@gmail.com. My website's oracledaphne.com. I do have availability on my calendar page on there. You can't book a reading through my website. You will need to email me instead. And yeah, thank you guys again. I send you big hugs, big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.